What would happen to your body if you just ate once a day for 157 days? Well, today we're gonna find out in 5 steps plus one bonus tip that we'll give you in the end. So please stick around till the end. Hunger control. Hunger control will be the worst problem that you could ever face on this planet Earth. Because if you're accustomed and if you're used to eat like 3, 4, 5 times in a day, just eating once would be massively important and massively difficult for you. In fact, we are accustomed to eating so many times that we even cannot understand how we can just diminish the intake of calories just to one meal. And we just starting questioning ourselves, what if I can't get into myself what I want to in just one meal? Well, then that's a good question. The only problem here is that we just have to acknowledge that we're gonna just eat much more in a shorter period window. So it's a psychological battle within yourself. So of course, if you're accustomed and if you're used to eat like 4 to 5 times a day, eating just once could be a daunting task, a really daunting task, even psychologically. That's a real problem because you're gonna feel that you wanna eat and you're gonna start hearing and listen to that growl. You know that growl that starts in your stomach when you're just hungry? Well, what can you do in those type of situations? Well, the first thing you should do is to reach out for liquids. Reach out for water. Reach out for tea. Reach out for coffee. Black coffee. Those actions could really help you prolong your fasting period and keep going on during the day without having the need of eating something. And then, of course, if you feel that growling is getting worse and worse, try to implement the famous bulletproof coffee, which is basically a combination of black coffee with a source of fat like heavy cream or ghee. I don't particularly use it because I feel like I'm pretty well off with my black coffee and that's all. And I found that mostly green tea is a great hunger suppressor. And from my personal experience, when I kind of started feeling that growl around like noon, let's say, I know what I have to do. You know, I have my huge cup of green tea there that is staring at me, and I just have to pan it up, and that will immediately, or just by 5 minutes, that kind of growling will start to wane. The second part here is, of course, weight loss. Weight loss is just a consequence of this process. If you were eating like 3 to 4 times a day, and guess what? Even if you had a huge, incredible meal in which you can really sustain a really long eating period, you know, you pound up food and food and food, what will happen? It's highly probable that you could have eaten way less compared with when you were just eating 3 to 4 to 5 times a day, even if you have a huge meal. So feel free to have whatever you want, and with whatever you want, I'm not saying just junk food, okay? I'm just saying whatever quantity you want. Don't just try to restrict yourself that much. Well, step number 3. What did I eat? Mostly I had to reframe a little bit just because we just have one huge meal. And if you want to have those kind of nutrients, micro and macronutrients that you want to implement in, you want to bring in, you have to be a little bit more understanding of what you can bring in. I try to use as a basis a lot of vegetables, a lot of fibers, because fibers not only will they make you feel better with your gut problems, you will feel healthier overall with fibers, which have nonetheless a great impact even on your mental health. Another important tip about fiber, which are incredibly good as filling. Those fibers are incredibly good at filling you up. So you will feel much more full when you eat plenty of fibers. Then, of course, good sources of proteins and good sources of mostly unsaturated fats. So for example, extra virgin olive oil. I cannot avoid to mention one of my favorite food, which are eggs. Eggs combined with avocado. Man, that's incredible. It's an incredible combination. I love it. Eating that every day. But that part, keep it to yourself. I can start saying, oh yeah, it's good, it's fine, it's great. Yeah, but there are some problems. And I gotta be very honest with you. There were some times in which I was just tired, you know, and I was feeling not miserable, absolutely not. But sometimes that you're just hungry, man, and you just wanna eat. And that's normal, that's life. Why do we eat? Why do we need to eat? And when I was reflecting on this kind of thing, that reminded me of the fourth step involved in this process, which is it builds mental strength. You're gonna be having hard time sometimes to decline some offers or just some offers from your own brain. I was just telling you, well, why not reach out for something healthy even at lunch? And I'm not suggesting you deprive yourself of whatever you want just because for the sake of intermittent fasting. I'm just saying that I tried it for 157 days and I can tell you that it was actually worth it. It was actually worth it. I felt much more in control because right now it's not my growling, so my stomach and my hormones that try to control my mind into giving in to food. But if I don't want to eat, or if I'm traveling, or if I'm abroad and I don't really want to, maybe sometimes, you know, sometimes when you're traveling and you eat a lot of junk food just because of the situation, don't eat. It's pretty easy, don't eat. It saves time and effort. Guys, come on. Did you ever try to cook and prepare and clean every kitchen tool every day for 3-4 times a day? It can really piss you off. And that's why if you just have one meal, you could have a great and incredible amount of food, but most importantly, you will have just cook once a day. And you're gonna be cleaning just one dish, one kitchen tool, one pan, one pot, whatever. So it saves time and it saves effort. So I think at the end of the day, it could be really worth it to give it a shot. And one last bonus tip I wanted to share with you guys was the importance of liquids. As liquids, as I told you before, even with water or green tea or tea in general or black coffee, could be a really good hunger suppressor when you feel the need to put something into your stomach. So it's mandatory to understand even what's inside those drinks. And that's, as you well know, it's caffeine. And caffeine was a topic that I already covered in this video over here. So if you're interested in the topic, please feel free to deepen your knowledge about it.